Good evening and welcome to part 2 of the Inversion Perversion. My name is Edward King, and I would like to share some things with you concerning this session, touching briefly on history and things that I have stated before in my first presentation, a little more, elaborating on them. If a person really looks at history, Greece, Rome, Egypt, ancient civilization, right? They will notice that before these civilizations fell, they became completely decadent. There was a lot of unrestrained sexual activity. Disease was spread this way. Morality was greatly compromised. For all intents and purposes, the society, the civilization was losing their ethics, and every man was for himself. The nations fell one by one because they were becoming increasingly unstable and chaotic. Anarchy was pretty much what prevailed, and of course, when anarchy prevails, that system collapses. Now, I know for all you fellow anarchists out there, I feel ya. I understand. You want to be your own ruler. You want to govern yourselves. And I'm all for self-government. But you see, if you say that, if you want to be your own person or your own man or your own woman, whatever have you, if you want to govern yourselves, you're not an anarchist. Okay? Don't kid yourself. You believe in government. Okay? You believe in self-government. And that is not anarchy. That's government. An anarchist believes in absolutely no government whatsoever, and that means that they're totally out of control. Now, I've been labeled a control freak for, I don't know, maybe the past 3 decades, and that's okay. I consider it a compliment, and when someone calls me a control freak, I know that is an indication that I'm a man in control. And when you consider the alternative, I don't think that's such a bad thing. I'd rather be in control than out of control, and I would certainly appreciate it if all the people that I knew and even the people that I didn't know were actually in control of themselves. Sadly, we see that in our present society, there's a lot of people who are out of control. I mean, they cannot keep a grip on themselves, okay? Let alone keep a grip on anyone else. They're completely out of control, and this concerns me because if they can't stay in control of themselves, there's going to be repercussions. I mean, not only maybe they'll get hurt, but someone else might get hurt too in the process. And I don't love pain. I don't love suffering. And one of the things that really bothers me is to watch little children suffer because of the actions of people who are supposed to be in control and are supposed to be, establishing guidelines and governments that are I'm looking for that word there, conducive to a child's healthy development. And that's why I'm all for government, by the way. I think government is a great thing. I think a man should govern his household. And I'm not going to push too much here out of the scripture, but I'm going to keep it focused on the scripture, because I love that book. I love that Bible. I love every word that's written in that book, because once you read that book right, it's a good book. It's a very good book to read. And there's a tremendous amount of wisdom in that book. But getting back to the inversion perversion, these societies, these ancient civilizations, were victims of the inversion perversion. Women ruling over men, men behaving like women, and women behaving like men, much like what we see in today's society. And it destroys any society, any community, when this sets in. And the reason for this is because it's really contrary to what works. It's contrary to what is functional, and it is contrary to what is healthy. Now, I want to make a statement here, and I want to make it very clear. I love homosexual people. I dearly love them. And I have had many homosexual friends, and I have been friends with lesbian women. And, for the record, I just want to say I love these people. And I'm deeply concerned for them, because I know that something went wrong in their lives, probably very early in their lives, as is often the case. And that's what rendered them the way they are. And whether it be, some generational spirit, or whether it was how they were indoctrinated, or whether they were victims of sexual abuse, as is very often the case when they were children, I care about these people, and I don't hate them, but I know that many of them hate me. I know that many of them think that I am just a terrible control freak, a fanatic, and they want me to be a hate-filled man. But I'm not a hate-filled man. Okay, I do hate something. I hate that spirit that inverted their natural proclivities. Okay, because I know what that spirit is up to, and I know what it's doing. Now, I just want to point here to the fruits, or at least some of the fruits of that spirit before I run out of time. Okay, one of them is confusion. Okay, there is just no such thing as the inversion perversion at work without this product, because that is what it brings forth. The danger is that we are already in a society which has suffered this spirit for generations. Generation upon generation has suffered this spirit increasingly more and more. And as it continues to suffer this spirit, yes, there is some consciousness behind this entity, we see an acceleration in the breakdown of society, and more a prevalence of the fruits of this spirit. Confusion is one of those fruits. And so a lot of people probably really don't know what I'm talking about. They're confused. They're already permeated with the smoke of this confusion, to the extent that they don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. It doesn't make sense to them. It's not clear anymore in their heads. But 3 generations back, it would have been clear to most people. Most people would actually grasp what I'm talking about. This only goes to show that this thing is growing, expanding, and not just in North American society. No. This thing is running around the globe. One moment, I'm going to have a sip of that coffee, that lovely coffee that my wife makes. So, confusion happens to be one of the fruits of the inversion perversion. Rebellion is another one. And we can see that people who are in denial of their gender, okay, are in rebellion to their gender. They are not content with being what they are. Consequently, we have men who are trying to look like women and talk like women and act like women and even dress like women. Likewise, we have women trying to play the same game. Okay, they have rejected their gender. And what I think needs to be said is that we need to raise our children to understand that it's okay to be male and that it's okay to be female, and that they are special because they are a gender. A girl is special because she is female, and a young boy is special because he is male. And I think that a lot of the time, children are not really being put in this role where it's, hey, you're a boy, that's really cool, that's really good. It's really good to be a girl. It's great to be a girl. And there are roles that really do apply to female and male gender. And it should be nourished, it should be respected, and it should be encouraged. It's that we need that, and they need that, because it gives them something to focus on when they grow and develop. And see, a lot of times a little child might get the feeling that, children have feelings of inadequacy too. And, if there's not someone there to help them feel okay about their gender, they can really develop some serious problems. I don't buy this lie that people are trying to put forth, a little girl in a boy's body, a boy in a little girl's body. No. Something happened to that child, okay? Something gave that child the idea that they were not the gender that they were born to, okay? Again, whether it be a generational spirit or way the schools are indoctrinating children today, telling them it's okay to be gay. Listen, it's not okay to be gay. It's a problem. And this is one of the fruits of the inversion perversion. Homosexuality happens to be one of the fruits of the inversion perversion. Same as pedophilia and bestiality and all manner of sexual perversion. This is connected to this inversion perversion, the proper and natural order in creation that the good Lord actually established from the beginning. One moment here, I'm going to check the time. I only have 2 minutes. I really wish that I could put more, make it longer or whatever, but I think I have to pay for that, and I have limited finances, so I can't do that. But it's really important that we get this right, because if we don't, we're going to go the way of Greece. We're going to ancient Greece, okay? We're going to go the way of Egypt. We're going to go the way of all those great civilizations that once upon a time flourished and existed and did really well until pardon me, the inversion perversion spirit set in, and that's what's going on. Okay, that is what's going on. We have female pastors now, incapable of comprehending the Bible. I see it all the time. We've got women exercising authority over men. I do not agree with female magistrates in courts of law unless they are actually, presiding over females and maybe minors. But I do not see them having a dignified and respectable role as magistrates over men. And this is just one more of the perversions that we see existing in our society today. Men, on the other hand, have been so robbed. from their childhood on up, little boys don't even know what to be anymore. I mean, there's nothing that a little boy can identify with. And I want to stress and elaborate on that in my next presentation.